Hey guys, welcome back. Orbum here, bringing you more of our weekly Digimon TCG content. Now today we're going over Shinegreymon, probably my favorite deck to play, and the most unique deck in the sense of like how the strategy of how to win, and also interesting. It's a really control-y, really stall-y, but also a blowout deck at the same time. I'm really excited about showcasing this deck, and I'm really excited about showing you guys the battles. So before we get into the video, don't forget to drop a like on this video if you guys want to support the Digimon content. Remember, all comments are greatly appreciated, especially when it comes to telling me like what I should do better or what you like, what you don't like, and things like, you know, deck profiles. Because these are the 3 most voted on decks, the 3 that I've uploaded. So after this, it's just kind of like whatever you guys want to see. So let me know in the comments down below what decks, what Digimon you guys want to see me do next. And I'm very excited about showcasing this to you guys. Now, this is once again still in the set 2 format. We haven't seen all of set 3, and honestly, there's not really anything that we've seen so far in set 3 that would prove to be useful in this deck, at least off the top of my head. But obviously, this deck is one of those decks that has so much room for change and improvement. So I'm really excited about what the future of the meta will show for this deck. So one announcement I want to make. I've been playing against a lot of viewers when it comes to Digimon for a while now. So if you guys are interested in playing against me or want to help me, because if I can make this content bi-weekly, honestly, if I have more people I can play against, my biggest problem right now is actually finding friends I want to play against. So if you guys are interested and want to play against me yourself, or you just want to join a Discord group, or that's both Pokemon and Digimon, dude, join my Discord group. The link is in the description down below. Once we get 8 or so people, we're gonna start. Once we get 8 people that I know can play Digimon consistently, we're gonna start doing like weekly, bi-weekly tournaments, stuff like that. If we get a lot of people, we can start doing like, you know, prizes and stuff. But honestly, it'd be a great way if we just have like nice weekly tournaments or bi-weekly tournaments with enough people. We can start getting stats and data and like more information about like what decks are winning, what decks are doing terribly, things like that. So I'm really interested in doing something along the lines of tournaments. So if you guys are playing Digimon and you want to join a Discord group, and if you have Tabletop Simulator, join the Discord group down below. But enough of that self-promotion. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you want more Digimon content. Let's go over the deck. We are only playing 4 Digitama Cupimon. We don't have a lot of level 3s in this deck list, which is very opposite to how I usually build, but the yellow is a very unique deck. So it's built a lot differently, and I play this deck a lot differently than I play every other color. But Cupimon, if you have 5 or more security, draw 1 card. Honestly, I really hope set 3 gives us a new yellow Digitama, because the yellow Digitamas that are out right now, not a big fan of any of them, honestly. So I'm just playing Cupimon because it's having extra draws nice if we get early game attacks. We just never attack early with anything. If anything, we attack early with Sukemon, just because it's the only one that doesn't matter, you know what I mean? But yeah, we play these because that's pretty much our only good options. Now for our level 3s, we only play 12 in this deck, which is still a good amount. I know some yellow decks only play like 8 or 10 or anything like that, but really the only ones I care about are Patamon and Salamon. Patamon lets you look at the top 4 cards of your deck and add all the yellow tamers amongst these cards. Add all yellow tamers you find into your hand. Now I will say in the video, I did look at the top 5 cards in one of my matches. That actually didn't matter, but it is something that I did misplay on. I thought it was 5 like the other cards I've been playing recently. Let's reveal the top 4. This is interesting because unlike those other cards, you get to add all the yellow tamers. So in perfect world, you reveal 4 tamers and you add them all to your hand. It's almost like drawing 4 cards, which is really nice. In Salamon, when destroyed, if your security is 3 or less, recovery +1. And then Sukemon, it's only because it's a 2 cost, you can play it on the board in case you need to swarm the board and just do some early attacks, which is something that does happen sometimes, especially if your hand is just kind of not good for your setup play, so you just want to try to win the game early. Sukemon is something I like playing just to get a bunch of those things. Although most of the time in this deck, I like to hold on to my level 3s to evolve in my Cupimons just so I can get myself more draws throughout the game. But it's not something that needs to happen, especially if you have Shinegreymon or like enough tamers on the board already. That's really, realistically, it's all you care about. Everything else is kind of just secondary. So these are our level 3s that we play in the decks. Now moving on to our level 4s. This is where things get kind of interesting. I'm only playing Unimon and Repamon. Repamon I'm playing because it's a 3 cost, which is amazing, and Unimon is for the blocker. I'm also playing a 1 of Caesarmon just to give me that 9th level 4. Once again, it's not something I really care too much about. I just want another Digimon that can Digivolve into Angelwomon. But jamming is nice. There's a few other level 4s that are good. I know some people play Gatomon because it's really strong, so you can actually do security checks with it, but I don't really necessarily care about security checks. But if I want to do security checks, I'm going to do it with somebody that has jamming. So that's why I'm playing the Caesarmon. It's a 1 of. I was playing 3 of, but I just didn't like it. I would much rather draw into a lot of other combo pieces into our deck, which is why I'm only playing 9 of these. But having a blocker is good for stalling, and having like a really cheap Pokemon Digimon that you can just play down on the board directly is really, really nice as well. So we are playing the Repamons there. So that's our level 4s. Now for our level 5s, which is where like things get kind of interesting. We're playing Magna Angemon. I keep going between 3 and 4 because I absolutely love this card in this deck. When you play it down, you get recovery +1. The reason why I like it is because, once again, we're not looking to Digivolve too much in this deck list. We Digivolve here and there just for the draws, but more importantly, we just want to level 5 down so we can Digivolve into Shinegreymon at the right turn. So I do play down my level 5s a lot more often than I would Digivolve into them, which is why I really, really like this card, because it gives you free recovery. And usually when it comes to mid to late game, you have less than 3 security remaining. So that means you usually have a TK on the board that starts you with 3 memory, right? And then you have a Kyrie that can potentially give you even more memory. So then whenever you play down this Magna Angemon, when you have 4 memory, which is something that consistently does happen, then you're only giving your opponent 3 memory to start with, which is the equivalent of them having a Tamer, which a lot of decks you play against will have a Tamer on their board already. So you're really just getting recovery for free, which is great. And then if you Digivolve this into Seraphimon, you get another recovery. So I do like this card a lot, and I keep toying around having 3 or 4. Right now I only have 3 for deck space because I had to add more Tamers. This deck has gone through so many iterations. I've played this deck a bajillion times. I've done a lot of different builds, different numbers. This is the one I've liked the most so far. So I really like Magna Angemon. I would play this card at 4 if I really felt like it, but I've had moments where having this at 4 has clumped up my early game, which is bad whenever you already play a bunch of Tamers that clump up your early game. So it's at 3 right now. I've liked it at 3 so far, so I don't want to put it at 4 yet, but it would be one of those cards I wouldn't mind having a 4th one in here. It's just so good. Oops, and there it goes. We also play Angelwomon. I'm only playing 3 of because, once again, I don't Digivolve super often in this deck list. But I am playing 7 Digimon that I can Digivolve, and I'm playing 9 level 4s, right? So it's kind of like one of those things where I keep having 2 less of the next level, which is consistent with the way I've been building my decks previously. But Angelwomon does give you recovery if you're 3 or less. Once again, a good player will make sure that you don't have 3 or less security, because they know that yellow has effects that proc whenever you have 3 or less security. So this card, although it's useful, especially when you get to really low security numbers, it's not the most useful card, but it's still probably one of the better level 5s we have in this deck, so we are playing 3 of these. And then Rise Greymon. This is a card that I'm actually, like, the more I play, the more I want to cut this count down, but there's nothing I really want to replace it with. It's just really good. Mainly because you can get security attack +1 with it, so even if you're forced to play it down hard onto your board, at the very least, when you Digivolve into Shinegreymon, you do have security attack +1, or if you Digivolve into Seraphimon. But when Digivolved, you may play a yellow Tamer card from your hand without paying its cost. Now, this is really good, but it's really only good for Kyrie. The other TK is a 4 cost, but you want to use its Wind Plate effect to look at its security. It's really good to like manipulate your security to where you only have either Tamers or like strong enough Digimon that can delete your Digimon whenever they do security checks on you, which is really strong, especially if your opponents have like things like security attack +1 or +2. If they fail the first security attack, then they don't get the rest of their security attacks, and we can make them fail thanks to TK giving them a boost in DP. So having this, being able to play your TK that can, let you look at your security and take a card out, is a lot better than just playing it on the board for the sake of playing it on the board. But sometimes you are in that position where you have to play down those cards just for the sake of having them on the board for your Shinegreymon. So this comes in handy. for that reason. And once again, if you have 3 more yellow tamers, security attack +1. So having security attack +1 is always nice, especially since we are once again a comeback deck. We're not a deck that focuses on early game. All we care about is setting up our tamers on the board and then blowing up our opponent whenever we have the proper setup, which happens very consistently, especially if you can manipulate your security and stuff like that. So I really have been liking this deck so far. And now the main man of this deck, Shinegreymon himself. When Digivolve, rest all of your yellow tamers. For every tamer rested by this effect, activate the following effect. One of your Digimon gets minus 4,000 DP until the end of this turn. So because this is one of your Digimon gets minus 4,000 DP until the rest of the turn per tamers, this can stack on Digimon and can be spread out on Digimon. So essentially, if you have 3 tamers on the board, you can delete something with 12,000 DP, or you can delete 3 things with 4,000 DP or lower. But the point is that 3 tamers, that's easy money. 6 tamers, that's a commonality in this deck. We get a lot of tamers on the board quickly, and getting a lot of tamers on the board quickly means your opponent's Digimon are never safe. They can never let a level 5 sit on the board because they know that a level 6 is coming. So and this card is ridiculous. Also, this Digimon gets 1,000 DP for every tamer you have. It only happens in our turn, but like once again, 6 is common. So our opponent's Digimon, they don't matter to us. As long as we don't hit an option card, we pretty much delete anything in their security, which is why having security attack +1 on Shinegreymon is so strong, because we're not even worried about. They can have Omnimods in there, and most of the time, we'll just blow right through it. We also play 2 Seraphimon though, giving us more megas and more recovery, more importantly. I played a 1 of Seraphimon. Dude, Seraphimon is just such a good card. When Digivolve, recovery +1. So once again, Magna Agumon, you play that down, get a recovery. Digivolve it into Seraphimon, get another recovery. And you can potentially have 11,000 DP, which is good because 10,000 is really low. But I believe this one gives you, for every 3 security you have, this Digimon gets 1,000 DP. So we can have 12,000 if we have all 6 security, which is really, really good because 12,000 is a little bit above average. 11,000 is like in the middle, so 10,000 is kind of low. I've definitely had games against things like Red where I hit into their Metal Tyrannomon and just die, which is always annoying. But if your security is 3 more, you get security attack +1. So just more security attack +1. If it's on Rise Greymon, you can get security attack +2 with this dude, but you are really weak, so it is something to keep in mind. But you know, you're not going to hit megas all the time in the thing, so who cares really? It's just a Digivolve, another recovery, which is kind of important in this deck. You just kind of want to stall, clear out the board, attack here and there, get some pokes in until you win the game. So that's going to be it for all of our Digimon. As far as our option cards go, 1 Glorious Burst. This card keeps coming in and out of the deck, sometimes being played as a 2 of. It's a great card. The problem is I never use it. Not because it's a bad card, but because I can never get it at the right time. And that's probably because I'm playing it as a 1 of, but even when I played it as a 2 of, it's like I have it in my hand too early and I don't like it and I never use it because it's too expensive, or I have it in my deck I have it in my hand too late and like the game's already over, so who cares kind of thing, or it's just in my security and it has no security effect, which is also kind of bad, but its effect is really good. You can reduce the cost of this by every yellow tamer you have. So because once again, 6 is the norm apparently for me, I can play this card for 3, and one of your opponent's Digimon get minus 12,000 DP, which essentially deletes everything that isn't a level 7, or like some red decks that have way too much DP on their dudes thanks to their boost. Or like sometimes black has the same thing because their DP gets increased during your turn, but sometimes that's the other thing, right? Like I feel like when I want to get to use Glorious Burst, my opponent's Digimon is too strong, so it's already like too much of a problem. But this pairs really well if you can use it the same turn as a Shinegreymon, but you know that's a lot of memory you're committing. But regardless, when it does come into play, it's really, really nice. So Glorious Burst is still in here for now, but this is one of those cards that I feel like I could cut at any time and I wouldn't be that upset because I just want to consistently get out my Shinegreymon. But it's just another way to clear out Digimon. And like Terra Force is good, and this is really similar to a Terra Force. It's a little bit stronger and it doesn't completely delete Digimon, but it's a little bit not stronger. It's a little bit more memory, but it's essentially a Terra Force, and we all know how good Terra Force is. And I'm playing Lightning Paw. This is probably my favorite new tech I put in this deck, and I kind of want to play more of them. Early game, it's amazing. You just delete all of their level 3s pretty much because 3 of your opponent's level 3 Digimon get minus 4,000 DP until the end of this turn. Amazing versus Rookie Rush. Amazing versus purple decks. And just general, if your opponent has a lot of rookies, which a lot of these decks have to play a lot of rookies to be consistent, and they just put them all down, you can just delete a bunch of them really, really quickly. So I really, really like this card. Not to mention, you can get off the security and make it use its effect, which is wonderful. And for our children, for the playground, we have 4 of the TKs, 4 of each of the TKs and 2 of the Kyries. This TK is just good because you want to have it as early as possible to get that 3 memory at the start of your turn. That 3 memory is pretty big. And also its win played effect of checking your security cards, revealing one of them and adding them to your hand. And if it's a yellow card, you can recovery +1. That's really good because we want to manipulate our security. And this is the best way to do it. We can look at our security, leave all the cards that we want our opponent to hit from the security check, and take the ones that we don't want them to hit. Sometimes it's almost like, it's also like probably the best search card in the game, because you know how like we have cards that look at the top 5 cards of your deck and add one to your hand. This is doing the exact same thing, because look at the top 5 cards in your deck and add any of them to your hand. We're not limited to the kind of card it could be. It could be an option card, it could be a Digimon, it could be a tamer, it could be anything. We want to keep our tamers in there so our opponent can take the tamers and give it to us, but that's the cool thing about TK. TK is probably my favorite part about this deck. It's 4 cost for sure. It's pretty expensive, but it pairs really well if we have a TK originally, because you know we start our turn with 3 memory and we give our opponent 1 memory by playing another TK, and we get the search. And of course, you get that recovery +1, which puts the card on top of your deck back into the security. So you don't know what that card is, but you know that it's not one of the cards you took out, which is important. We play 4 of these because we want to make sure that every time our opponent attacks our security, they get deleted, which is amazing because that helps clear the board for us. And once again, I cannot stress this enough, just like in the last video, a 2-cost tamer is so important in this deck. We get to play multiple tamers for really cheap, which just fuel our Shinegreymon. So 2-cost tamer is probably the #1 reason why we're playing this card. The fact that I can delete Digimon is the #2 reason. The third reason is that it's a yellow tamer. These are the only 3 yellow tamers in the game. And we're only playing 2 Kyrie. I was playing this Kyrie at a lot higher because I love the effect that you get +1 memory at the start of your turn if your security is 3 or less. But once again, people are knowing how to play against yellow, and they know that not to put you at less than 3 or at 3 security or less throughout the game. They just want to set up their board so that they can take all the security and win the game in 1 turn. Which is why blockers are important in this deck, so that you can stop that from happening. So this card's a lot less useful, but it does put us at a 10 count for our security, which feels good enough. I don't think you need more than 10. I know some lists are playing 11. I think I was playing 9 at some point and I hated it. Now I'm playing 10 and you know I like it. So 11 felt like it was too much. Obviously, it kept clumping my hand. I wasn't drawing cards. So I like this count a lot. And I've built this list. I think I have 7 or 8 different iterations of the Shinegreymon list doing different strategies, and this is probably my favorite one. It just plays so differently than what I'm used to, but that's kind of what I like about it, right? It's a very different play style, but it also makes this deck unique and very, very strong. We've already talked about cards you can cut, so like obviously there's changes you can make to this deck list. You don't have to play the Caesarmon, you don't have to play Glorious Burst, you don't have to play Magna-Angemon, you don't have to play so many Rise Greymons or Angewomons, you don't even have to play so many level 3 tamers. I know there's a lot of different level 3 tamers, or level 3 yellow Digimon, I mean, like Labramon and stuff like that people really like, but this is the one I've liked the most so far. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and we're gonna go ahead and hop right into the games. Alright guys, here we are with the battle. We're going to be playing against my friend, Professor Z. He does have a YouTube channel, so we're going to go ahead and link him in the description down below. And he's going to be playing Omni Red, so it's just Omegamon. It's an Omegamon focused red deck, Omnimon focused red deck, whatever you want to say. And we're going to go second. Yellow does appreciate going second a lot, so we're going to be going second pretty much every game. Because of the nature of this deck, where we want to be fairly consistent, we actually want to draw that extra card going second so we can find our stuff. We are a comeback deck. We don't actually mind our opponent getting an early advantage. So we're going to go ahead and play the TK here just to search for a card to add into our hand. Sorry that you can't see all the cards, but I figured this was the best way to keep the screen centered. Debating, I think I'm going to grab the Salamon or the Patamon because I just want to look for more tamers, get as many tamers as we can early game. And one thing I really like about playing 4 of these TKs is that we can always find them, so we can start the beginning of all of our turns with 3 memory, which is really, really good. We already have a Shinegreymon in hand, so pretty much everything we want is already pretty much in our hand for the most part. He's evolving up into Groundramon. He already has a level 5 down, so that's kind of scary. Just with that little bit of memory, he has a level 5 down, but it's fine. See what we can do here. And a Biomon down, and we get to start our turn. We got another TK. We can't search our discard pile, but I think I'm going to go ahead and play Patamon first. See if we can get some other tamers, as many tamers as possible in our hand while we can. Okay, grab this other TK. And I guess we'll play it down. I'm not too sure. I mean, like, if I play it down, my opponent starts with 1 memory, which is pretty good. Oh, never mind. If I play it down, we'll start with 4. But I do want to get those other cards out of the prizes, specifically the Magnadramon and the Greymon and the Salamon. I want to get all those. In fact, almost all of my security, except for the tamer that's in there, is 100% worth getting into my hand, because Glorious Burst does not have a effect, no security effect, so we definitely want that in our hand. And Patamon and Salamon, all those dudes that we can evolve to get some extra draws are really, really nice too. He's going to continue to set up. So what are we afraid of? Obviously we're afraid of Omnimon clearing our board, getting those extra attacks in. Once we go down to 3 security, we can start recovering security with things like Salamon and Angelmon. We always have Magnadramon that can give us, or Magna Angemon that can get us security, get us some security back at any point in the game too. I do like Magna Angemon more than I like the Magnadramon, I think, the one that gets you 2 security whenever you're at -3, because that's a lot of stuff you're spending, right? Because we're going to be spending most of our turn with 3 security, so just dropping a Magna Angemon only gives our opponent 4 security. Now 4 memory, I mean, only gives our opponent 4 memory, and 4 memory is a lot, but it's not as bad as giving our opponent like 10, 11, or not 11, but like 9, 8, 9, 10 memory. That's a lot of memory to work with, and a lot of time for them to set up their board to completely decimate us. Now, that's not bad once we have a lot of tamers down and Shinegreymon that we can punish their board, but that doesn't happen often enough for me to want to do that. Okay, so this is actually pretty good. We can get a bunch of memory back. It might be, we're soon gonna be summoning Magna Angemon and then digivolving it into Seraphimon to get like 2 security back essentially. It's probably not gonna happen at the same time, but that's good. Now if he starts attacking our security, he has a higher risk of dying thanks to TK giving us 2,000 more power on our security Digimon, which is really, really good, because that means if he starts swarming our board, at least in the process, his Digimon will probably get knocked out or get deleted, whatever you want to say. If he does take another security, we can digivolve our Repamon to get that security back. He does evolve in the Ho'omon on the bench, and then we start our turn here. Got another TK. I mean, we have a few options we can make here. Debating if I want to make that active yet. I kind of want to keep it on the bench for now, because we don't have another level 3. I'm going to go ahead and make the Magna Angemon play. So he does start with 4 memory, but he already has a Ho'omon on the board, so I'm not too worried about that. And we get a recovery. So now, the reason why I want that 6 or that 5 security is so that I can attack with Salamon or with any dudes that has Cupimon on the bottom, so that we can get that extra draw. I really can't wait till the next set drops and we get, potentially we get more yellow Digitama. We haven't seen any yet, but hopefully we get some good yellow Digitama, because the yellow Digitama that are out right now, I'm not a big fan of. I don't like attacking early in this deck, so that's why the Cupimon, even though it's the best one, is not the one I prefer to use, because I literally never attack early in this deck. So hopefully we get some better yellow Digitama sometime soon. He did evolve in the Omnimon, and he was able to destroy our Magna Angemon. Probably his best play, because now we can't summon Seraphimon or Shinegreymon with ease. We can play another TK here. And let's see, probably get a blocker down, yeah. We want to at least block one of his attacks. Oh, but we can evolve the bench one, so I think we'll evolve instead, because we want to give him as little memory as possible. I don't mind if he takes 2 security, because then we're going to be up to 3 again, or down to 3 again, which is going to be really good for, once again, activating all of our dudes. So if he takes, the problem is, if he attacks, he puts the Ho'omon back into his hand, or the Phoenixmon, not the Ho'omon. I'm used to the Japanese names. The Phoenixmon back into his hand, and then he can evolve the Groundramon on his board into Phoenixmon again. So that is pretty scary, as you can see with his ability there. Alright, he's going to go ahead and attack, and there goes a dude. So, see, Salamon gets destroyed, which is kind of annoying, but it's fine. Yeah. So now he can make himself active again, attack again. Let's see. There's a Glorious Burst. I was really hoping to put that in my hand, but unfortunately we didn't have the time to. And another Hoemon, and we start with 3 security, and let's see what we can do. Rise Greymon into Shinegreymon seems to be the play. We get another TK down. We don't get to use the effect, but at the very least we get another TK down. Okay, and then we could just Digivolve into Shinegreymon, I think. There's no point in attacking. I guess, well, if I attack and I lose my Rise Greymon, that would suck. So I don't want to attack. So we'll evolve into Shinegreymon, destroy his Omnimon. Unfortunately, the Hoemon gets to stay. But we can deal with the Hoemon as long as he doesn't have another Omnimon in his hand. That boy's got to go. He is a threat. He's just too strong. Like, we can't punish him with our security, which is what we're trying to do. Is like every time our opponent attacks and he attacks something that's a Digimon, we want him to be knocked out. And because of how strong he is, it's not going to happen very consistently against our deck. But Hoemon, it's possible. We are getting, I think we have 2 of those TKs down, so we are getting a plus 4,000 boost on our power, which is pretty big. And I'm sure Hoemon is still 12,000, but it feels more manageable at least. Let's see. He'll evolve there. And let's see if we get a chance to attack with this Shinegreymon. I will tell you right now, me and him played a few games prior to this, and dude, I have never attacked the Shinegreymon against this guy. Like, not once. So let's see if I get the chance to do it now. Let's see if he has the Terra Force in hand or not. Otherwise, he can just attack, I guess. But if he attacks, I can knock him out. Evolves again, and there's a Terra Force. So we do get 8 memory, but our hand's pretty small. So I feel like if there was a time to give me 8 memory, now was the time to do it. So we don't have any TKs or anything, or not TKs. We don't have any Kairis to give us extra memory. So, speaking of which, there she is. Let's see. We're gonna play Repamon down, evolve to Angelomon for that security buff. And now let's go ahead and continue getting security by getting... Now, do I play Kairi or do I play the recovery? I think I want to play the recovery because unless he has another Terra Force in hand or an Omnimon, this thing will survive. And then we can take 2 security probably with Seraphimon, which is good. I do really like Seraphimon in this deck list. But that's going to be it for... We also give our opponent only 1 memory to work with, which is really important because he doesn't have TK down. Or not TK, what is it? What's his... Taichi? He doesn't have tie down. Well, let's see. Let's see what he can do in a recurrent response. I mean, our board is... Look, we're pretty much... Like, look, let's look at the game board right now. Like... I'm sure we haven't taken any security yet, but at this point it's like he's taken no security, but we have 5 Tamers on the board and a security attack plus 2 guy. He has 2 Hoemon, which is scary, but like he knows he can't take too much security. He could have taken 1 there, but then there was a chance that I revenged him, although I'm not strong enough, to be fair. So I can't really revenge him, but we're going to go ahead and security attack. Hopefully he doesn't have anything too strong in there. We can kill the Cordramon and security attack plus 1 because of the 3 prizes. There we go. It's pretty cool. And we can get Kairi down if we want. We can get down another blocker if we want. Another blocker seems good because we can stop him from attacking our Seraphimon, which feels really, really strong actually. So as long as he doesn't get an Omegamon or an Omnimon, I'm going to switch back and forth between those guys, by the way, I'm sorry. Yeah, if he doesn't get an Omnimon here, that'd be really nice. Hopefully he didn't have one in his hand, so he has to draw it here. He didn't have one in his previous hand, or else I feel like he would have played it down. So we can double block these Hoemons from getting our Seraphimon, which will give us another security attack plus 2, which would be really nice. We only have 10,000 power, so yeah, we're going to block one of the Hoos, or one of the Phoenixmons, and we're going to block the other Phoenixmon if he attacks. Yep, 100% blocking both of them because I really want to attack with Seraphimon again next turn. Alright, let's start our turn. There's another Angelmon, which is great for later. Alright, so I think we play down Kyrie because we don't have much else we can really do here. We'll start by taking some attacks, get a security attack in. We hit Metal Tyrannomon, which does tie with us, so we actually die here. I don't think we have any boost in our DP, so we don't get that other security, which does slow us down a little bit. I could play Angelmon hard, just in case I draw into a Shinegreymon, so I think I will do that. I don't get the effect, obviously, but if I do draw into a Shinegreymon or Seraphimon, we at least have something we can evolve into from it. The Kyrie can stay on our hand because we obviously don't have enough memory to abuse it. We have a 2. Our hand kind of sucks right now, but all we need is a single good draw, and we are back in this game. He only has 2 security left. If he starts taking too much security, we can obviously get some security back. And there's our Kyrie. So yeah, this is even better. Now we start our turn with 4 memory, no matter what, at the very least. He has not hit any Digimon that can OHKO him though, although that one dies, yeah, because we have our 2 things. He's a little bit strong. I think he's a 9,000 DP right now, but like our dude is 11,000 DP thanks to our TKs. So that's good. One more problem off the board. We have 2 security, so we can get a security back with Salamon, assuming we get KO'd from the security check here. We can even play oh yeah, we top deck Seraphimon. This is what I was talking about. Any of our mega top decks would be really good here, and we got one, which gets us a recovery here, and that wins us the game, I think. Yeah, as long as the first security check works, then we just win right here with that top deck. Yeah, that was a good top deck. That's for sure. We could have stalled one more turn because we had the flashy punch card in our hand, which would have at least stopped the 2 birds from hitting us, which means only the 2 Ho'omons would have attacked us that turn. So we could have stalled one more turn, but yeah, we did get that top deck in. We were very close to losing though. If it really depends, like if we didn't top deck there, we only had 2 more top decks at most. Which could have been anything. Could have been more draw cards, more Digimon that we can use to draw into things like that. Could have been more blockers. You know, we had a lot of cards that could stall the game out a little bit longer, but we got the right card we needed. So that's the power of Shinegreymon. Now, we didn't get to showcase Shinegreymon too much. We got to clear his Omegamon with Shinegreymon once, which is good. But that was really the Seraphimon show. So let's see if we can make this game here the Shinegreymon show. I do want to shout out my buddy Professor Z as always, because first of all, my dude has been playing Among Us all the time with us, which is great. If you guys want to play Among Us with me or any of my viewers or friends, you are more than welcome to by joining the Discord, which we do have a Discord. I'm trying to get at least 8 people that play Digimon onto my Discord so we can just have like bi-weekly or maybe even weekly little tournaments, not for anything in particular, just for like us to have fun playing, because if we have fun, if we can have some statistics from our little group of people, we can get an idea of like what decks are really good versus, and like matchups and stuff like that. So honestly, if anybody's watching this video and they want to join my Discord so that you can join us while we play Digimon together, because I really want to start organizing these tournaments. If we get enough people, we can start organizing tournaments where like prizes are a thing. So that'd be really cool. We'll see. Evolve into our blocker here just to draw a card, which, did I forget to draw a card? I might have forgotten to draw a card there, but that's fine. We'll keep going. It's unlikely. It's not a thing I do. I usually don't forget to draw. Maybe I already drew and I just didn't notice. I don't know. I was talking about the Discord. But regardless, we have a blocker down and we have 3 tamers. So we already have a pretty good start. The beauty of this deck, I think this deck is playing 11 tamers, which is really nice because that means tamers are in our security a lot. We have a Shinegreymon in hand already, so once again, as long as we have a Shinegreymon in hand, the game feels very much in our control. We have 2, which is even better. Like, just keeping Shinegreymons in our hand is really strong, because now we get to just destroy his whole board. We don't get to destroy his whole board. We can destroy 2 of his Digimon, because we have to destroy the Ho'omon, right? So yeah, so the Ho'omon goes, all he has now is Biomon. We We have 3 tamers on the board. If he attacks security, he pretty much dies. So, or most likely will die, especially if it's a Biomon. So, let's see if we get to attack with Shinegreymon this time. Because, you know, let's see if he doesn't have Terra Force. And Terra Force is a good card, and he always hasn't. So, unfortunately, Shinegreymon once again goes away. But that's fine. We did clear his board. Now he doesn't have too much going on. We can do a lot of stuff here. Probably put down another blocker. I think that's what I want to do, is just put down another blocker. Because we don't have much going on. Blocker only gives him 1 memory anyways. Yeah, so we'll put down another blocker, and let's see what he can do from there. See if he starts taking more security. We just need to start setting up our board to have another Shinegreymon blowout. We also have access to the flashy... I don't remember that card name. I'm doing this before I do the deck profile. So I'm actually kind of like forgetting most of the names of these cards. Just off the top of my head. But there's another Rise Greymon, which is another card we can just play if we want to. But let's see what we can draw first. It'd be nice if we draw a Tamer first. Oh, Caesarmon is a card I play in here. Just a little tech jamming guy, just because I wanted more level 4s. It's definitely like... It's definitely a card that can leave the list, but I like having access to jamming because I like being able to actually take security. Another TK gives him 1 memory, which to continue to choke him out of memory while he doesn't have his tie down. Which he does play, but these Omni decks, these Omega decks, they don't play a lot of their Tamers because they really want to focus on getting the Digimon down to be as consistent as possible. So we have a lot of Tamers down. There it is. This card's really, really good because he has nothing but level 3s down right now. So we're going to go ahead and do security check because we have jamming, so we can. And we're going to go ahead and play that down. We can reduce the DP of 3 level 3 or lower Digimon by 3,000 or 4,000, which does delete all of his Digimon because they all have less than 4,000 or 3,000 DP, which is great. This is really good against Rookie. It's a really good counter card against Rookie Rush. That's the main reason why I play it, because I don't want to play Volcanic Dramon in this deck anymore. I didn't like it when I did have it. And at least this gives me a security check. If it is in the security, I can't grab, and I can put it in my hand off the TK if I want to as well, if I want to control it a little bit more. So that's the main reason why I play. It's the main reason why I like it. So he finally has a tie down, so now we can't memory choke him anymore. But like, we're so ahead in this game. we can evolve and just start setting up our board. Honestly, like we can clear his board very soon. We don't have a level... I mean, we have a level 5 in hand, but is it really worth playing that level 5? At this point, I think I just want to do more security checks and then save my Shinegreymon for more important turns. But I'm not security checking this turn. Oh, because he has the blocker down, obviously. That's why. I was wondering why I didn't do it, but I didn't want to lose my Caesarmon if I don't have to. So we're just going to wait till we can clear his blocker. And we don't want to clear his board until there's more Digimon to clear. But there's Metal Tyrannomon, which is scary because that thing is really strong. It has at least 11,000 right now. So, it's very unlikely he's going to lose security checks. I mean, that's not true. We do have 6,000 boost to our security checks, but, you know, Salamon is obviously too weak. TK, we were just talking about how TK doesn't work because he only has 3 evolution sources, even though there's 4 Digimon on the thing, because the evolution sources are one below you. He doesn't have it yet. This is perfect. So now we have the perfect blowout turn. Even though it leaves him with 1 memory, which doesn't matter as much because he's going to have 3. Okay, oh, that's a good card to hit with jamming. No point attacking, we're just going to go ahead and clear out his board. And he does start his turn with 3 memory. So there we go. That's really handy for us. And that pretty much closes out the game. We have a blocker down, we have 3 attackers and a blocker, so unless he has Terra Force, which I guess is a possibility. Even with Terra Force, though, if we can chop deck a card that can let us attack... Oh, there's another Terra Force. Big surprise. He's always got it. He's got the sauce like that, bro. He's destined to play this red deck, I feel. Alright, well... We have less than 3 security, so we can actually use Kairi to get that extra security boost, which we did do. That's why we're starting with 6. And let's see if we can just win the game here. Repamon can be played down, but we're just gonna go ahead and start attacking. Maybe get a security card. Yes, sir. Get a security card right back. This thing goes. And we should win next turn now, unless he can clear our board. Play Repamon and just pass. Yep. Let's see what he can do. 4 card hand, nothing really much going on. If this is not the ultimate comeback deck, I don't know what is. You literally, he just plays down Tyrannomon, and we just, let's see if this, unless the security is Terraforce, we should just win here. Even if it is Terraforce, we just attack 2 more times. We should be fine. And there it is. That's going to be the game. We managed to win the series. Now, Omega Red, Omni Red is one of the more powerful decks in format alongside, it's really similar to Blue, but we managed to control the whole series there. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget about the Discord if you guys are interested. The link should be in the description. If it's not, just leave a comment and I'll leave you guys a link. No worries. Drop a like if you haven't already. Subscribe, share, all that good jazz. We're doing weekly Digimon content on top of our Pokemon content as well. So hopefully you guys are enjoying the Digimon series. I know if you want to learn how to play, if you ever want to play against me, Discord is the best way to do it. Obviously, I've been playing against different viewers. Last week it was Sublime. This week it is Professor Z. The previous week it was my boy Yoku, my brother. I'll be playing against him soon. I'm sure there's going to be other viewers that are going to want to play against me, and I play literally against anybody that wants to play. And this is great. Like for him, I just taught him how to play the game too, and he went from like not knowing how to play the game to like, oh yeah, this is easy, because it just takes a little bit of getting used to, like 1 or 2 test games, and then you understand how to play the game completely. It's a lot of fun. So let me know in the comments down below if you guys are interested in what deck you want to see me play next, and if you guys are interested in joining the Discord and, you know, maybe playing some tournaments here and there. So let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to drop a like, subscribe, share, all that good jazz, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.